Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Every single year at the end of the previous year, I make a bookshelf on Goodreads called 2020, whatever that year is, TBR. Last year I started, this year I'm continuing to make a video where I quite literally just throw all of the books into that bookshelf and we build my yearly TBR. Pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about all the books I hope to read in 2022, throwing them onto my Goodreads TBR. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be quick. We're just going to be throwing books in. I'm going to be probably saying a lot, oh, I really want to read that, or ooh, I really want to reread that this year. I'm hoping to keep the list between 100 and 150 books. This list is not all inclusive. I will add books to it and remove books from it as the year continues on and as things change. I just like to have it for reference when I'm picking out my TBRs and so that I don't forget things that I really want to be getting to. Without further ado, let's go to Goodreads. Okay, as you can see from the chart right here, we are looking at my 2021 TBR for this past year. I still have 23 books on it that I hope to read in December. I know I won't be getting to all of those, but I'm not sure which ones won't be gotten to, so they will just be added to the 2022 TBR when the year ends. So we're gonna go to add shelf and we're gonna call it a 2022 TBR. Yay! That was easy. I know what I need to add to this TBR are quite a few things. I need to add all of the 22 books that I hope to read in 2022. I did a video on that and you can go and watch it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I just put the 22 books in the pile. One of them did have to change because the author came out after I released the 22 books in 2022 video. She came out and said that the book wouldn't be released until 2023, so I've switched that out. Added all of those plus all the series that I hope to read. I am at 61 books. Ooh, so let's have some fun. We're gonna go to my owned shelf first, owned and ARCs, and we're gonna add those that I hope to read, which is basically everything in there that I don't hope to finish before 2021. Let's go to ARCs first. That's easy enough. Justice of Kings. Heck yeah, I really want to read that. Heard great things about that. Fantasy. Silver to the Heart. Oh my god. All of these, I'm just gonna say right now, all of my ARCs, I'm really excited to read. Of course I am. I asked for them. I want to read a lot of them right now, but I know I'm not going to be able to get to as many books in December as I would like. So we're just going to set these all up for 2022. Now we're going to go to my owned shelf and we're going to do the same thing for anything that doesn't have a 2021 on it. We're going to put in 2022, and there might even be a few things that I stick in there. Oh, I need to add the first book in there. I never ended up rereading book 1 when I wanted to, so skim past. This I know I'm going to be reading in January, so that's good news. I like when I can know that I'm definitely going to be reading a book. That puts me at 69 books on, nope, it's 79. It went up, but you saw that was a 69 originally. Now it's a 79. So I still have some room to add some books, which is the fun part now. We get to go and add some things from my want to read. I just now realized that I did not put Leviathan Wakes, the series, The Expanse. I have read book 1, 2, and I'm in the middle of book 3 as we speak. I wanted to read book 4 in December, but I wasn't able to get done with book 3 in November, so I'm kind of putting that into December. So I need to put book 4 through, I think it's, I want to say 10, but that doesn't seem right, onto the shelf. Oh, I don't even have a lot of these as want to read. That's funny. Well, I know I want to read them. I'm really enjoying book 3 right now, and I'm super excited to be continuing on with the series. See, I put book 9 as want to read. That's super weird. And then book 10, and then that's it. I'm not going to read any of those prequels. I don't care about prequels. We're going to go to my want to read shelf, and some of these are going to be updated because I literally just added a bunch of things to them while I was off camera adding things to the other shelf. So I'm going to stick it down in reverse order. So we're going to see what I've most recently added first, because that's stuff I'm most excited about. I know I want to try to read The Counselor. I saw on TikTok someone recommend this for people who are sick and tired of like white male authored books. And so I instantly added it to my TBR. The Marvelous Light, I've heard really good things, and I'm kind of expecting it to be similar to The Starless Sea, which probably is going to be a letdown for me because nothing is ever going to fill that hole that The Starless Sea created in my life, but I'm going to add it to my list. Angel's Blood, I have heard that this is the book that Sarah J. Maas read that inspired ACOTAR and a little bit of Crescent City, and I want to read it. I've heard don't judge a book by its cover, so we're going to ignore that cover. And we're going to read that book, hopefully. Let's continue down. Defy the Night, I'm really curious about, but I don't know if I want to read it next year, to be honest, which is really a weird thing, I feel like, to say. Oh, Helen Schuer. I read one of her books a long time ago. Let's open up her in a new tab. And now, all of a sudden, I didn't even, like, love that book or anything, but I enjoyed it. I think I rated it a 3.75, which for me is decent in a YA fantasy, but now all of a sudden I want to reread that book. That's this one. I know it says 3-star, but it was a 3.75. I want to reread that one, and I all of a sudden want to continue on with the rest of the series, and I found an audiobook bind up of her 4 books in the Oromir Chronicles, so I bought that, and I'm going to listen to the bind up of all of them, and then I want to do these other books in her other series as well. I don't know why. She's not like a famous author. It wasn't like that book really changed my life or anything. I'm just feeling it right now, and you know what? I'm not going to question. These Hollow Vows, I meant to read it in November. I just did not have the time, so I'm going to be adding it to my 2022 TBR because I think I'll be reading that pretty dang quickly. Sealing Infinity, that's the book I used to replace the Chloe Gong book that I thought I was going to be reading. Immortal Longings is the book, I got the title wrong in that video, but Immortal Longings is the one that I'm really excited about. I think, yeah, I even have it on my radar, and it's not going to be coming out for a while now, to be honest, which is fun. I'm on the fence about this book. I really want to read it, but I think I want to wait and see what things other people have to say about it. I have almost all of Joe Abercrombie's other books on my 2022, so I'm not going to put the Shattered Sea series because it is his YA, and I'm going to wait on those. Oh, Scarlet, I have been talking about wanting to actually continue on with the Lunar Chronicles. I'm going to stay on the fence about that because I think there's other books I want to read more, which is funny because it's going to take me. Speaking of other books, Crossed and Reached. I did talk about wanting to actually continue on with that series too. Okay, I'm not going to put it on here right now. Oh my god, look at those ratings. You never see that in a sequel. That's funny. But we're going to wait. I'm not going to put them on there. We'll see what happens. These two. Faux Show. This is the sequel to Not Even Bones, and I can't wait. I'm going to basically be buying them as soon as I'm allowing myself to buy books again. For Your Own Good, I've heard really good things about it, so I'm going to stick it on the list, and you know what? It can always come off if I'm not feeling it. I've heard really good things about this Chandra Han series. We're not going to put it on the list for now. Oh, I want to read this. This is the sequel to Daughters of NRI. It's free on Audible right now if you have an Audible account, so I downloaded it. I'm the Ghost in Your House. Oh, I want to read that one. It's like a horror, I believe. A weird... I need to add more horror to my list. Playing About Heroin. I've heard a lot of people talking about this recently. I know it came out a bit ago, but all of a sudden it's on my radar, so we're going to add it to my list. There's so many books. We're not even past the 700s. I am conflicted about this. I really like Rebecca Roanhorse. I've read all of her books that aren't like Disney affiliated, and I'm just on the fence about this book. So I don't think I'm going to add it, but Violet Made of Thorns I'm going to be adding. And Belladonna I'm going to be adding. Oh, I should have gone to my radar and just added all of those, to be honest. I really want to try some Gillian Flynn, but I don't know where to start, so I'm not going to add them yet. Echoes and Empire. Oh, cool. I already added that. Nice. This is the title that I thought I was adding. You know, I'm going to add it to my 2022. I'm still interested in reading it. It's just not going to be in my 22 books that I'll be disappointed if I don't read them. Oh, I want to add Earthflown. Don't remember what this is about. Just remember I want to add it. God, I feel like we're adding a lot of books. That makes me nervous because I am trying not to read as much. Well, it's not true. I'm trying to read bigger books. I'm trying to give myself the time in order to read bigger books, so I don't want to have a ton on the list. I want to add this one though. Oh, I want to add this too. See, there's so many different books that I'm adding to this list. It's just stuff that I keep forgetting about. I read S.A. Cosby's other book, Wasteland Baby, and I really enjoyed that. And so I want to add Razorblade Tears. It is nowhere near my normal genre. It was like contemporary crime, literary fiction kind of a book, but he just writes really, really well. So I wanted to continue on now that he's written another book. I don't know what it's about, but I hope it's good. I'm gonna add this because this is on my list of 12 books to read in 12 months, and I haven't made as big of a dent into that video as I thought I would in this amount of time. It's fine. Oh, you know what? Eventually we're gonna be hitting some sci-fi that I know I need to add. So Imposters, I'm saying I'm gonna read it in 2021. I haven't updated my owned shelf yet, to be honest, but I did buy these 3, Shards of Earth, The Last Watch, and Velocity Weapon last night. But it's fine, because basically what I've decided is anything I buy from now until the end of December, I'm just going to add to my pile, and I'm going to do a giant haul, and when I do that giant haul video, then I will put it onto my owned shelf on Goodreads. But until then, I am not touching it. I'm only adding books to my own shelf that I think I can read this year. I'm trying to get my own shelf down, and then in January I don't care anymore. I can't wait for Wheel of Time, my dudes. Okay, I want to do this. Oh my god, there's just way too many books. There's way too many books and not enough time. I used to love... I kind of want to add this one too. I used to love doing this because it was just so much fun to look at all the books that I was hoping to read in the next year, and now it just makes me anxious because there's way too many of them. I want to add this one. There's just way too many books in general. I'm not even at the 600s yet. Oh, I can get rid of these. That's easy enough. I'm gonna add Neon Gods. I'm gonna add The Savage and the Swan. Where's that list at? Oh my god, the list is at 121. Oh my god, and we're still going. This whole entire video is just me saying, yep, I want to read that. Yep, I want to read that. Yep, I want to read that. Possibly want to read White Smoke. On the fence about it right now, at least. I want to read it one day. Just on the fence about if I'll get to it next year. Oh, I want to read this. There's too many books. You know what? Maybe my goal shouldn't be to read less. Maybe my goal should be to read as much as possible. Just really take a chunk out of these books and just read all 700 of them in a year. Oh, this is a TikTok book and I really want to read it. This, I want to read that. Ah! This was a lot easier last year. I remember this being, oh, I can remove this. I'm not going to read that anymore. I can remember this list being like not that difficult to do, and I was pretty on top of things. And right now I just feel like I'm really not on top of things, and there's just a million books I want to read, and I don't actually know what I want and what I don't want. Did I delete the wrong book? I also kind of want to read this, but I don't think I want to read it this year. Oh, I want to read this for sure. Anyways, okay, we're at the 500 mark, so I'm going to pause with the recording, and once I finish this, we'll come back and I'll talk about honorable mentions. Yeah, because this is going to take forever. Okay, so I just finished up just going through my want to reads, and I now have 152 books that I want to read next year. Constantly, like, there are so many books I want to read and just not enough time that sometimes I get into my head and I'm like, oh, there's nothing I actually want to read, and I need to come back to this video and remember that that's not the case, because there's so many books out there that I want to read. So many books. So there's 152 books in here. I know that not all of them will be books I actually get to. Just did a quick scroll, but let's actually do a scroll really quickly of all of them where we're at. I haven't put any books on here yet that are rereads, so that makes me a little bit nervous. I know that some of these are going to change. I know that I haven't put any sequels on here for books that I don't know if the sequel's coming out or not. So one instance would be Game of Thrones. I don't know if the next book is coming out this year, so I just kind of chose not to put it on here. But I know there will be books that I will realize as the year goes on, like, oh, that's coming out this year, let me add it to my list. But these are the books. It's a lot, but I'm really, really excited about them so far. And all of these books I want to read. I know that I'm scrolling really quickly, but this wasn't necessarily for you to stop and look at every single one. And if you really want to see one, you can just pause it. So the final thing I want to do is I do want to go to my red shelf because there are some books I know I want to reread this year. For instance, I know I want to reread The Host by Stephanie Meyer. So actually, let me just go and type that in. This is a weird one. I read this book back in high school and I gave it 5 stars. And recently I've just been thinking about it a lot. I want to read it. I want to reread it and see if it holds up. There's lots of things I would like to reread. Like, for instance, The Sword of Kaigan. I loved that and I'd really like to reread it, but I just don't. I'm not going to put it on the list because I really don't know if I'm going to have the time. I'd love to reread the Tearling series, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do it. Honestly, this year I am going to try to get away from rereading books as much as possible because I love rereading things. Don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing and I do it all the time and I have so many reasons for why I reread books, even things I like and things I dislike. But I want to focus on not rereading this year as much as possible because I think it does tend to slow me down a little bit and it keeps me from getting to try out all of the new books that I'm really excited about. Oh, you know what I didn't add is any Karen Slaughter, but I don't know what I'll be reading next year for her because me and my friend kind of pick it out as we go, but I will definitely be reading some of her books. So you can already see that this list is kind of wishy-washy. It's more of a suggestion. Oh my god, I'd love to reread The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, but I don't think I'll do it. This one, I need to reread Forest of Souls. See, I knew there was something in this list that I needed to reread. Plus, now you're getting to see all of my ratings for books that I don't necessarily talk about the fact that sometimes I change my ratings after I review a book, and that's just the case. I'm gonna read book 2 next year, but I don't know if I remember book 1 enough to do it, so like I'd love to reread some of Wayward Children again. Those are just nice when you're kind of in a slump and you just need to read something easy, quick, and fun. But once again, I don't have the time for any of this. Oh my god, I've been feeling recently like I want to reread The Starless Sea, so I'm gonna smack that right there, and then we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. Because I know what's going to happen is I'm going to keep seeing, oh, like right there, Rules for Vanishing. I want to reread that so bad, but I don't think right now. I've been thinking about rereading Onyx and Ivory simply because I've forgotten most of what the book was about and I want to know if my rating would change on it. This shit happens to me all the time. I've been wanting to reread The Poppy War so that I can actually finish The Dragon Republic because I DNF'd it and I kind of want to finish it now so that I can read The Burning God because I've heard The Burning God is good. I need to stop this. I need to stop this. This is it. Those are the only 2 books I'm going to put on there for rereads. But this list is available on my Goodreads if you want to go look at this bookshelf at any time you can. I will have it linked down below. My Goodreads will be linked down below and you can go there and find it. So if you're looking at this video after 2022, that bookshelf will be deleted. I delete them every single year. So 2021 will be deleted in the next month. These are kind of the books that you can expect me to read this next year. And it's just a fun way to show you all kind of some of my thought processes and how I collect things and how I organize things for moving forward. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know down below what book you're most excited for in 2022. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited for House of Sky and Breath. I wouldn't say that's my most excited. Glow is probably my most excited book, but it's up there. Not because I'm expecting it to be really good, but because at this point I know Sarah J. Maas always writes really good sequels and I'm excited to read something really good. Oh my god, if she does another Mist and Fury, I might cry. That's it for now. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're having a great day. I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye!